Akai MPC Live II. That's right, guys. We got a MPC Live II in the building. You know, I got the Smackers kit loaded up. We're going to load the sample up, chop it down, and we're going to use this thing standalone. And, you know, I'm going to tell you about it. What's going on, guys? It's your brother O.T.G. The O.T.G's for Overtime Grind. Hardly seen, but I'm always around. And today, we got the MPC Live II, first video on the channel for the Live II. And we are going to start making Live II content for you guys. You know, a lot of guys ask me all the time about the MPC 1 or the Live II. I believe that the best way to know about it is to try it out. So we got a Live II in here, and we are trying it out. I got the Akai plugins loaded up all on it. I put a SSD hard drive on it. There's a bunch of videos out to show you how to do that already, so you can get up to speed with that. You know me, I get right into the beats. So I'm manually chopping. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And check out the MPC Masterclass that will now have Live II videos along with the MPC 1. You get lifetime updates, all for $7. You could get different levels of the class, come with different levels of sounds. If you got a skinny MPC, you can fatten that thing up. Or you could just go show support and get the Smackers kit. Follow me at 365OTG on all social media. All right. So now, we got the Live II in here. We got our sample chopped. And the first major difference that I noticed with the Live II, make sure you stay to the end where I give my full thoughts about it compared to the MPC 1. My first thought so far is that the speaker sounds really good. Right now, I'm utilizing the speaker. I have the output going through a certain kind of way, so we have a sound, so you guys are hearing the sound after it goes through how I have it routed, but I'm listening to the raw MPC speaker, and the speaker sounds really well. The lows are really low. It sounds really, really good, and it sounds good in your ear range of how far you are away from the MPC. It also sounds good when you walk away from the MPC. It looks like it's about the same width as the MPC 1. I'll do a comparison video later on this week after you subscribe, like, share, and comment. It looks like it's about the same width. The same, not width, but the same in side by side in height. The buttons feel pretty good. I didn't know how I would feel about the rubber buttons, but the rubber buttons are pretty good. I do like the click of the MPC. I do like the clicking of the MPC, and I kind of miss the clicking. Also, I do feel like maybe the words could rub off, but who cares? As long as the button works, and by then we'll have it memorized. The pads are a little bigger. They feel okay. I like the MPC 1 pads. I'm not going to hold you. So, you know, a bigger pad doesn't really do it for me. I like the stiffness and the hardness of the MPC pads. But we'll talk, one pads. We'll talk about that some more at the end. I'm really just blown away by how good it sounds and actual portability. It's easy to understand how so many people have the Live II. I can get it. And I also see how you could grow into the MPC 1 or into the software. You know, it's a great gateway MPC to get you into the game. And when you start to crave a little more buttons, you know, you might not need the speaker. You might not need the portability. You might want something that kind of sits as a centerpiece in your studio. You know, then you have the 1, which is tactile and great, takes up less space than the MPC X. And then you have the X for those who feel like they want that flagship model right there, smack dab in the middle of their studio. But the Live II does have a space in this ecosystem. You know, it's a great way to sketch some ideas and kind of get your ideas formulated. That's the first thing that I noticed coming from the one. I think the responsiveness of the pads is pretty great. I really enjoy that. I do feel like there's a little strangeness, and maybe it's me, but I feel like I have to go back and be in the notes mode a lot more than regular. Maybe it's a different sensitivity rating for the pads, I don't know. We'll talk about it more as time goes on. But I do feel like the way that I play the pads, you know, I don't really understand. So, you know, that is something small that I noticed, but it could be as much user error as it could be just a difference to the touch. To the Live II. I think MPC and Akai did really well with making the software available in any of these form factors. And I'm not talking the software on the computer, I'm talking about inside the actual MPC. So even though the Live II has less buttons than the MPC one, you'll see throughout, and it'll probably take a while for me to get used to how to maneuver. You touch the screen a little bit more than regular. And certain things, like I use Program Edit almost all the time. That's how I operate the volume. You see, I don't touch the main volume at all. So, you know, I operate the volume through velocity and program edit. So I had to put the program edit shortcut on my swipe out menu, as you can see right here. I like the placement of the Q-Link knobs. I think they're good. I like the placement of the knobs. I mean, they're good. Reaching over the pads was a little bit worrisome for me. It's not as bad, you know. Excuse me, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's still a little awkward. But overall, the full MPC feeling is here, and it's wrapped up in a package that you could just get up and go. You know, the ability to put the hard drive on there is nice. Some of the other features, it's got multiple outs. It's got two extra or one extra USB port. You can see all the different specs as far as it goes specs wise. It has some specs better than the MPC one, but I don't use those specs. So, you know, the audio is still routed out through something different. Yeah, I don't really utilize that stuff. So, you know, the basics for me is just where the buttons are and getting used to that. And remembering to charge it, since it is portable. I had it off the battery for a couple hours. I think I used it for about an hour and a half. It doesn't take me that long to really make a lot of beats. So for me, I could probably get away with leaving and having a battery all day for 24 hours and still possibly making 4 or 5 beats or something. You know, so in that aspect, portability is good, but I think that all goes to your workflow and how long it takes you to get something done. I've seen people say it's supposed to be 5 hours. I've seen people say it's about 4. I don't foresee myself using 4 hours of battery life at any given time in the future. But it definitely is good for moving around and getting mobile with your beats. That brings me to the weight. This thing is pretty heavy. It's pretty sturdy. It's a sturdy built machine. The design of it is really well. And it feels like it's probably, the things that I could complain about, the rubber buttons and things of that nature, probably all made because it's portable. It's probably better that way. So, but it is a little heavy, but it does have a battery and speakers inside of it. So I think that my most amazing thing about the MPC Live II is the speaker. I probably can't not say that enough. The speaker sounds really good, but it also gets me into understanding now why people might have their MPC hooked to the computer all the time. If this is your first MPC that you ever bought, it would make sense that certain shortcuts you want to utilize or certain things you could just get it done a lot faster on the computer. But that's what I'm going to show you guys with this channel. You can still utilize the software if you like, but I'll show you how to be proficient at this thing standalone, so then that way you can still know how to navigate and maneuver to the screens you need to. It's still going to take the extra steps, but at least if you start practicing and implement those things into your workflow, it might help you some with your reliance on the computer because of ease of use. So it's just something to throw out there. I realize that when you notice a lot of people have a Live, they end up going a Live or a Live II. They end up upgrading to the MPC One that has more dedicated buttons, less features, but it's more of a standalone box that can control your whole studio and kind of fit in anywhere. Or the X, which is the flagship device that has all of the buttons, or the new keyboard, the MPC Key 61. So, I don't think it's unfair to say that if you've used a different MPC, you might understand that there could be some easier ways, but that shouldn't discourage you on using your Live II, and it shouldn't discourage you for getting the most out of it. First is changing your swipe menu. So right now, on my swipe menu, I have the sounds, program, edit, song, and save. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. Make sure you follow me at 365 O.T.G. Make sure you check out the masterclass. The base masterclass is $7.77. You can pay more if you like. It will now have Live II and MPC One videos. You get lifetime updates. So every time I update and add a video, you get an email. You can watch it. You can download it on your phone. You can do all kinds of things. Same with our drum kits. I have all kinds of drum kits for sale, up to 45 gigs of drums for sale for less than $30. So, 45 expansions, 15 gigabytes of drums for less than $30. I got the Smackers kit up there. So, with that, I have to do it. Make sure you check that stuff out. There's a mid-level MPC class that you can get that comes with a couple of sound banks and expansions, and then there's the top level that comes with everything. So here's my final thoughts, guys, as we get into the end of this video. I think the MPC Live II is an amazing machine, and I could see from the moment I took it out of the box, I was wowed. It's got a good design. It's sturdy. The buttons have a good feel. The volume on the speaker is good. You got enough connections to grow into it. If it was my first or my only MPC, I could grow into it. The ability to hook to the software to kind of expand out some of the ideas from the Live II into a bigger idea. I can see how all of that works. For me, I have the one. The one is the center of my studio. It's the clock. So, and it runs really well. I really like it a lot. It's got the right amount of buttons and the right size. So, you know, with that, having the Live II, we just transfer the projects via SD. And I think because I have that set up, I think that I am overwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed. I am extremely happy with the Live II. And I have a great understanding of why people would consider it the best MPC. And I also would recommend it for someone who has absolutely no speakers, no headphones, you know, no sounds, and you're brand new trying to get into this. It would make sense, and the price point makes sense for all of the features that you get, and being able to grow either with the software or into another machine. And, you know, when you don't have to press hold menu and press shift plus a pad, or the shortcuts to certain things, you'll see automatically how fast it speeds up the workflow. But man, this thing is great. It's got great sound. It's got everything every other MPC has in it. Super snappy, super responsive. I think that it's a great one, and I'm happy with it. That's my review. You know, compared to the one, I do believe that from having this Live II, I think that everyone should try out a 1 or a X or one of the ones without the speaker to see how they feel about utilizing the buttons. That's what I would say about that. I think the one has a great purpose. I'm sticking to it. I have 2 of them, so I think the one is great. I think that the price point fools people to think that it isn't premium, but, you know, to each their own. That's what we'll say about that. So the Live II compared to the one, I think it's your personal choice. My personal choice is I still like the one, but so far I like the Live II for when I'm not on the one, if that makes sense. All right. Now with that, I'm going to mess around with another beat for a second with my Smackers kit, and I'm going to tap in with you guys later. It's your brother O.T.G. And really, I thought I was out of here, but I'm not out of here yet. I do want to say this about the great sound debate. That while the machines can give you a sound, it's also your responsibility as a producer to figure out your sound. And that comes with volume, panning, sound selection. There's a lot more to having a sound other than setting a BPM and using the most expensive sounds in the market. Like, there's a lot of nuanced things, but the first thing is just sticking to the style of music you make and keep making it and learn how to get technically better. And as you technically get better, you'll find the secrets to your sound, whether it's, whatever the case may be, that's how it is. So I wouldn't get discouraged if I was you. You know, new MPC, old MPC, figure it out. You know, we're here to make beats. We're here to create music. So old MPC, new MPC, make some music. You know, and if you have a new MPC XSC, be happy with it. Be happy with the sound. Be happy that you have that, and be creative with what you run the outputs to. It's just outputs and inputs. So, you know, you can route that audio through anything. Keep that in the back of your mind. All right? Now with the pep talk over, now I could really be out. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment. We got another video done. Akai MPC Live II.